Hello everybody, this is Kiox CD for PvP, in which I will show you kind of the standard now. Both of these are, it's a 3-gate robo build, however they are done differently by both players. whitera reacts differently, and thus it changes quite significantly, and it makes for a very strong, very strong push. It's very cool to watch. So their timings are completely similar for a very long time. 9 pylon, 13 gates, 14 gas, 16 pylon. Kind of the most cost-efficient way to get your tech up. So this production time is going to stay the same for almost the whole time. The first deviation we'll see is when these gateways complete. We'll see kind of a difference. I can't really decide which way I like better, but I definitely like both of them, and they're both very viable ways to do this 3-gate robo build. So now they throw down their cyber core. Same. Now, here's where we see the deviation. Ready? Now. Elfi gets out his zealot. Nice and quick. And if we also see, whitera has slightly less chrono boost. He has 1 chrono boost ready. Elfi has 2. Now, this isn't a mistake by Elfi, it's actually he just wants to chrono boost his Zealot and Stalker. I don't know why he's not. That is how his style goes. I guess it's just a little sloppy. Okay. And then he gets out a Stalker right after his Zealot. What whitera does is he doesn't get a Zealot at all. Instead, he waits for his his cyber core to finish, gets a Stalker, and throws up a gateway. But if we look at kind of more precise timing, he throws up this gateway kind of around just before the cyber core finishes. Meanwhile, Elfi is getting a Zealot. Both these builds are interesting. I kind of like Elfi's. You'll see in just a second why I like it so much. It's very cool. So he keeps his scouting probe alive, and he throws up a proxy pylon. He doesn't try and hide it at all. He makes it visible as much as he can. He tries to make sure they know that he is getting that proxy pylon up. He kind of makes it obvious. And I think a really cool way he did this, I'm just recognizing why he did not chrono boost his Zealot and 2 Stalkers. whitera's probe was in here, so he saved all that chrono boost for his cyber core to make it look like he's 4-gating. Very cool. So whitera sees this and he's like, oh crap, and he starts chrono boosting this. So here comes Elfi barreling down to his opponent's base. Does a little bit of damage. I would have preferred it if he waited for the Zealot to come in, but you know, nothing you can do. Another thing I don't really like is he let this pylon finish. I mean, he already sold the fake that he was 4-gating, but then making that other pylon I don't really like it that much. So I mean, whoopsie. I mean, pretty much no damage done. No big deal. And meanwhile, if we look at his base, if we weren't paying attention to that, we would see he starts stacking. He throws down a second gas and gets his robo up. Very cool. So meanwhile, whitera threw down his 3rd gate. I believe he did this because he believed a 4-gate was actually coming, and so he was like, oh crap, I need to get my gateway. Normally, whitera would throw up a robo right after these 2 gates. This is the 3 fast Stalker build, where you get up 1 Stalker with this gate, and then this gate comes up at the same time the Stalker finishes, and then you get 2 more Stalkers, and then you kind of poke around, make sure there's no proxy pylons, and then go do some damage. So that's his style, and then he gets up a robo, and then a 3rd gate, and that's his variation of the 3-gate robo. Elfi's is faking a 4-gate with a Zealot and 2 Stalkers, and then putting a proxy pylon, and then getting a robo facility with the push, and then getting 2 gates. That's his 3-gate robo. So normally, whitera would be throwing up his robo after these 2 gates. He saw a 4-gate, or he thinks he saw a 4-gate, so he threw up another gateway, and then he defended the push, and so he's like, okay, so it didn't kill me, so either I'm really far ahead, or that was a fake, and he's actually doing a robo build. So he knows robo versus robo is just as much of a gamble as 4-gate versus 4-gate. And so he's like, okay, what's very good versus Immortals or Colossus? Expansion. Everything is good when you have an expansion up. So he gets up in his expansion, which is really cool, and Elfi gets super greedy. I hate this. I hate this idea. How he gets up a Robo facility right after his Observer. I don't know. It feels really risky. Normally you get at least 1 or 2 Immortals before you even throw this down. So I don't know. I feel really nervous about that. Especially because we only have this defending. If whitera just kind of walked up here, I mean, sure, Elfi would be okay for, what, 1 or 12 seconds? 15 seconds. And then he just kind of goes in and kills him. I mean, I don't like it. It feels really greedy to me, and it just doesn't feel good. If we look at whitera's base, he got up his Robo facility, or he's getting up his Robo facility with the 3 gates he already has, and his expansion just finished. Since he has this forward force of stalkers, he knows when he's going to be pushing out, and since he defended a little early push, he knows he's pretty far ahead, especially with his expansion. And so now he gets a Warp Prism. Very cute. I love it. I think this is probably one of the best decisions in the game right here. So right here, whitera acknowledges that his opponent is 1-basing. So he gets a Warp Prism, so as soon as he sees him push out, because he has these stalkers, he just drops in his base and gets rid of all of his probes, which prevents any further production from his gateways, and then he just kind of wins. It's very cute. I love it. It's a really cool idea. I think this is the winning decision. I mean, losing this Warp Prism was really bad. 4 Zealot? Okay, well, he only lost 1 Zealot and a Warp Prism, but that's 300 minerals. It's kind of a big deal. So, Elfi knows he's really far behind right now, so he's like, okay, time to expand. He's trying to catch up. He gets up a Colossus. He gets up his 4th gate. He's forced to all in right now. So, Mr. Elfi thinks like, okay, I got a Colossus, time to push. Sick. Right now, whitera knows he's got the game in the bag. He knows this is his entire army, because you wouldn't just put some of your army defending your Colossus. So he knows this is his whole army. His Warp Prism is up, and where is that Warp Prism? Where are you, Mr. Warp Prism? Oh, where is it? Well, somewhere. So meanwhile, whitera's being a boss. Oh, it already happened. I'm such a noob. How did I miss that? Where is that Warp Prism? Okay. You won't escape me this time. So there's a Warp Prism. So he picks up his Zealots, and perfect timing for whitera. He kind of spreads his stalkers around. He pushes, and he's like, excellent. And just drops his Zealots in, and he's like, GG, that's it, right there. So, these are both 3 Gate Robo builds. If I had to pick one which I like more, I don't know. I feel they're both really strong, and they're both very viable. You can either get up 1 gate, get up nothing, then your Cyber Core, and then get your gateway without cutting probes, your 2nd gate without cutting probes. That's very important. Don't cut probes. Get up your 2nd gateway, and then a Zealot as soon as your Cyber Core, a Stalker when your Cyber Core is up, and start Warp Gate. And then get up 3 Stalkers, kind of push around. For Elfi, he did a Zealot, a very fast Zealot, Stalker, and Stalker with Chrono Boost, and then threw up his Robo, and then got down his 2 other gates. I think I would like to say I like whitera's more, because it has more flexibility, because as you saw, he defended the push perfectly fine, and then he knew he was really far ahead, and expanded, and just dominated Elfi in every way, shape, and form. Elfi was behind the whole game, because he was just behind, because whitera just had the superior opening. So if I had to pick one of the builds, I would suggest whitera's more. It's a little more micro-intensive, and more reacting-intensive, but it's very strong. I like it a lot, and I suggest you guys do this build. So that's the 3 Gate Robo. Thank you for watching.